Yeah, I'm Lennox.
I'm Brandon,
I'm David.
and we want you to know that it does get better.
It gets way better, extremely better, all the time better, especially with your friends.
Yes, it does.
But anyway, shut up so we can talk.
Okay, go ahead.
But first of all, let me tell you about my story and how it got better for me. 30 years old, but at the time, around 17, 18, I had just started discovering myself, who I was, and I wanted to come out the closet. And during that time, it was very, traumatic for me because my family is very anti-gay, very homophobic. I come from a family of women that believe that any homosexuals that are around in the picture, the main thing that they want to do is pretty much molest children. And so they've been always anti-gay since ever since that I've known. And the ironic thing about it is my father was bisexual, so clearly my mother's kind of fucked up. But
Did you
anyway,
say that?
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, it's fucked up. I love my mom, but she got fucked up from the experience. But whatever the case, but during the situation, I was really worried about what my mother thought about me, what my grandmother, because I was living with her at the time, what my brothers thought about me, because I am the oldest of six boys, and then what my friends thought about me, because during that time I was in high school, had a lot going on, I was very popular, so it was just that TV type of situation, whereas I thought at the time I had a lot to lose. So I tried to take 300 pills of aspirin and commit suicide. Not even three. I think it was more like six. It was one of those big, bulky things that you get from Sam's Club. But nonetheless, I swallowed all of them, went to sleep, thinking that I'm going to have a peaceful death. Grandmother walked in, saw me passed out, saw the aspirin bottle, which very dramatic scene. Called the ambulance, and them pumping my stomach was worse than me trying to commit suicide. I had to drink liquid charcoal, however you say it, and they had to force this big long tube down my throat, and it forced me to throw up, and it was the worst pain I had experienced in my life. I had to stay in the ER for a week on different IVs. They said that if my grandmother had not came maybe 15, 20 minutes earlier, I probably would have been on dialysis for the rest of my life. So after that, I had to seek counseling, maybe for maybe 6 months, I think. And then, that's when it hit me during the transition of 18 to 19. I said, forget everybody. I'm going to start living my life for myself. Went away to college, made a big 180 about what I felt and thought that people should think about me. And then I needed to be there for my brothers because, like I said, I'm the oldest of six. So I went away to college, started living my life for myself. My brothers eventually came to live with me, so I had to become their caretaker. I'm sorry, and I really couldn't,
It's okay. Get it out.
Yeah, I really couldn't. It's a very good story. I really couldn't, think about what anybody thought about me because, at that time I had to raise my two brothers. I had to make sure they finished their school because one was in grammar school and one was in high school, and then I was still trying to finish my studies when we started at Northern Illinois University. So it was a very hard time. So from that it made me a stronger person because I know that nobody can really tell me what to do. All of my friends will tell you that I'm really, not arrogant in a sense, but I really don't take any crap from anybody. Not even my mom, not even my family. It's just like everybody knows who I am. I say what's on my mind, and pretty much if you ask me my opinion, I tell you how it is, and that's it. And I leave it at that. But that experience helped me to become a stronger person because no one can dictate to me what's going on in my life but Keon. I feel that, speaking out to young brothers or young sisters, white, black, Asian, Caucasian, whatever you are, that you need to live your life for yourself because nobody can take care of you like you're going to take care of you, pretty much. And that's my story.
And the world is changing too. So it's we have shows that are gay, and I came out when I was 14 when nobody was out at all, and when Ellen came out on television, it was not the cool thing to do, and I did it in high school, and I was accepted, and I had a great experience, and I was around really positive people. So there are people out there that can help you, and that can be there for you, and that can support you, that love you for who you are. So it does get better. It really does.
David?
I didn't have a traumatic experience like that. I mean, growing up, always being teased by the kids for being different, I call it. But when you're a kid, you really don't know what different is. Until you get older, you realize that's what they were talking about when they said you were a faggot. Or that you were gay. Or, from being, teased in school to being, kicked, being beat up, being, scrutinized by, kids on the block. Where we from, it's on the block. But I guess, the silver lining to all that is I realized that, again, I create my future, I create my destiny, and just because those things happen to me doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to continue to happen to me. So I became stronger, built a support system with family, with some friends, and with more friends that you see here, and a lot of others. And I think that, no matter what you're going through, as long as you have someone to support you 100%, totally, it doesn't matter. So that's my thing. So yeah, it does get better.
And I can definitely say it does get better. Growing up, I remember feeling like I was different. I felt like I was always like the smart kid, or I was always called that's the proper kid, or whatever the case may be. But then growing up, I was a late bloomer, so it was like the end of college that I realized that I was gay and that I did start messing with guys. And I think that it was very, very difficult for me to even come to my parents and tell them, because I'd always heard, kind of gay slurs or things like that growing up. But then to hear them say, for me to come out to them and say, hey, you know what, I like men. I thought it was the end of the world. My mother cried for 2 days straight, I believe. She locked herself in the bathroom, just started crying.
Man.
Yes,
Wow.
she did. She cried herself to sleep, and
Wow.
it became, I thought, a traumatic experience for me. I mean, it was something very, very difficult because I'm a person that loves my parents very dearly. I'm their golden child. I'm the only one that's gone to school. I'm the one that's tried to do everything and live my life, according to what my parents have wanted me to live it. And to do something outside of the norm and come to them and say, hey, I'm doing something different, something that you didn't put in this plan for me, was very, very hard for me. I went through a lot of sleepless nights. I went through a lot of nights when I cried myself to sleep. But you know what? It got better. I mean, now I graduated from school. I have a great job. I have these great group of friends. I have a great support system. My family, they came around. They love me for who I am. They don't care what my sexual preference is. They don't care who I'm with. They still love me for the person that I am. And after that, I did. I started mentoring students. I started talking to people, talking to students and telling them that it gets better. And although it may look hard, just remember that you are the captain of your own soul, that you are the captain of your fate. So you are the one that determines what happens to you. It's you that determines your fate. Don't let these people out here tell you that because you're gay, you're wrong. That's not true. You can be gay. You can be successful. All of us here are successful. All of us have great future. All of us have great lives. And it does not matter what our sexual orientation is. It just matters that we have a will to succeed, and that's all that you need.
Let the choir say,
Amen.
It gets better.
It gets
Amen.
better.
And
it gets
amen.
and gay man. But no, to Brandon's point, yes, we don't want to dictate, how our lives are because of the material things. Because yes, we do have very successful things going on. I'm a director of finance. David Dad, to my right, does PR. We have a journalist behind us, and then we have analyst, HR, business manager, everything. He wears many hats. And so we're very successful in that aspect, but that's not what makes us successful. What makes us successful is the fact that we took, our gayness didn't define who we are. It's a part of us, but it doesn't define who we are.
Exactly.
And I think that's what makes us a unique group of guys and a unique group of people because, it is who he is, but we're not letting anybody tell us that just because you're gay, you can't do things because you are great. You're meant to be great. Everybody's meant to be great.
Right.
But it's the fact that what you're going to do for yourself to make yourself great. And that's the question you have to ask yourself.
The point is that you will find them, and
Yeah, it takes time.
it's really hard, but you just have to keep the faith and keep believing in yourself and just love yourself, and it'll all come. It'll all come to you. It really will.
And I think what I do, and even I did it then, and I do it now, and it works. Affirmations. I know it sounds crazy, talking to yourself in the mirror, but honestly, kind of having like a theme song throughout the day. I think it was Ellen who created that too, or someone. But having a theme song every day, or having some type of mantra to get me through my day that was always very positive, really helped. It kind of gave me some type of shield of armor, if you will, against all those elements that were really affecting me in a negative way. I kind of saw it in a different perspective. So maybe think about doing something like that, saying something that's great about yourself every day and wearing that on your sleeve and letting that guide you through your day and for the rest of your days. Even as an adult, I still do it. So yeah.
That's why he does PR.
So 3 guys. 1 3. 1, 2, 3.
It
gets
better.